The one thing I've never truly understood was how people can be bored. How can you be bored when you have this whole life ahead of you? You have this never-ending potential within you, and you're bored? Like, you can always be doing more in life. You always have another gear to push. The best of the best understand this, and that is why they're there. Look at David Goggins, his story. He was fat. He was obese. But guess what? Something just clicked within him like, damn, I don't want to keep living this life. I actually want to live up to my true potential. So, what did he do? He transformed his mind, he transformed his body, and he lived up to way beyond what he thought within his head. Which is another thing, right? The person you have within your mind, your greatest self, if you actually take action to becoming that person, bro, God will 100x the capabilities which you think are limited in your mind, right? The person you see in your head is 100x, 100 times better than what you see in your mind if you actually took action on your goals, right? So why is it that you're bored, right? You need to identify that. When I was starting my self-improvement journey, I remember the only reason I was bored was because I was lazy and low dopamine, right? Low dopamine, which is the biggest thing, right? Because if you can't focus on a task, of course you're going to be bored. If you're not getting that dopamine every single second, if you're not scrolling, you're not jerking off, you're not doing all these high dopamine things, you're not doing the drugs, you're not drinking alcohol, you're not blasting music in your ears 24/7. If you're not doing those, of course it's going to be boring. Of course your life is going to be boring, like as soon as you have to actually do something that takes a little bit of brain power, right? So you need to identify that, man. Why and what is causing you to be bored? One of the biggest things too is how and why do you think you're entitled to having something you do not deserve, right? How can you sit there and say, I deserve this, but you're not taking action on what truly needs to be done? You're doing the minimum requirements every day. And you're like, oh, I deserve the Lamborghini. Oh, I deserve the girl. I deserve the 10 out of 10, right? But you don't understand that you do not get there, man. You do not get there. It's your greatest self every single time. It's your greatest self who is tired of being bored, tired of being lazy, tired of the inaction that is going on within your life, and actually starts to live up to who they want to actually be. Who gets the girl, the Lambo, everything you want in this life. It's not going to come easy, but the formula is simple, man. The formula is so simple. But are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to sacrifice your simple pleasures for everything you want in this life? Right? It's going to take a little bit of sweat equity, man. It's going to be hard. There's going to be days where you don't feel like getting out of bed. And that's exactly when you need to. That's exactly how you become your best self. So you need to strive, man. You have another gear within you. You have something special inside of you. But potential does not matter if it is just wasted away. It doesn't matter how much potential or talent you have within you, man. It is the hard work that will get you there. You've heard this phrase a lot. Hard work beats talent every single time, right? There's a lot of basketball players, athletes that you're like, oh, they're blessed with genetics, you know. Man, if I was 6 foot, you know, bro, shut up. Kobe Bryant training 7 times a day, waking up early, no matter how he feels, taking his kids to school every single day, no matter how he feels, right? Because guess what? He actually wanted that shit. Do you want it? Do you really want it? Is the question. Because if you actually wanted it, man, if you actually, truly, genuinely wanted it, you would go as far as ever. You would do whatever it took to become that person who gets what you want in this life. You would do whatever, man. But you say you want it. But it's always, the formula is always gonna be actions speak louder than words. Are you taking action every day? Are you genuinely leaving it all out on the floor, man? Every single day. Are you tracking your days? Are you learning from your mistakes? Or are you just drifting? Like we only have one life to live, man. There is only one life. Nobody knows if there's an afterlife. Nobody knows any of that shit. But what we do know is if you show up for yourself every single day, no matter how you feel, and get it done, live in the present. There's no way you cannot have a fulfilling life that is happy, that is filled with joy, love, all of those things, man. But you're sacrificing for a little bit of pleasure in the moment. This is why I say, man, it's always going to be you versus you. How bad do you want it? Not someone else. Nobody else is going to give you this shit. No one else. It's how bad do you want it, man? How bad do you want it? How much are you actually willing to struggle? Like, genuinely, man. It's all going to come down to how you react to certain circumstances you're in, man. For example, a lot of people would just look at my situation on paper and be like, how is this guy not suffering from crippling depression, right? How is he still waking up at 4:30 every day? How is he still inspiring others every day? Because I want it. Do you want it? Or do you just talk about it? Do you actually have what it takes within you to go get what you want in this life, right? That's what it's going to take. I know that I tell myself every single day that the depth of your struggle is going to be the height of your success. I'm struggling like shit right now, but that shit doesn't affect me. Yeah, I lay my head at night sometimes and I'm like, damn, like, what if it actually doesn't work out? Like, damn, do I really want it? You have to look at it from different perspectives, right? If you can sit there and think of it from a negative perspective, there's always going to be a positive within that. Every single time. Every single time, right? So when I'm laying my head down on that pillow, I'm like, what if it doesn't work out, right? What if it doesn't work out? You can always rephrase that into, what if it does work out? What if I get every single thing I want in this life, but it's all behind the wall of struggle, suffering, every single day? Is what you have to tell yourself. What if I make it, right? How can you live with yourself knowing you had another gear, knowing you could have sacrificed more for your family, giving them a better life, making sure your mom doesn't have to work another day, making sure your dad doesn't have to work another day, making sure they don't have to get up early, making sure they can enjoy life and live life to the full extent that they have. But you're selfish. You say you care about them, but how much do you truly care, right? How much do you care? You care until it affects you. You care until you're uncomfortable. Why? Because you're selfish. You need to start living selflessly. Because that's the only way you're going to be compensated for what you actually want to fulfill in this life, right? That's the only way. Or else you're just going to be broken down. You're going to be on your deathbed, right? A lot of people say this, but it's so true, man. You're going to be sitting there on your deathbed wondering, I could have done more. I could have gave my parents a better life. I could have gave my family a better life. But instead, I decided to be comfortable. I decided to take the easy route, right? Nothing in this life worth having comes easy. It is always going to come at a risk. It is always going to come at a sacrifice. But what are you willing to sacrifice, and how long are you willing to suffer for what it is you want in this life? What is it? Really, truly, man. Like, at the end of the day, you have to look yourself in the mirror and think to yourself, am I going to live a life of unfulfillment, working a 9 to 5? There's nothing wrong with working a 9 to 5, but if you actually have something within you, man, and you're wasting it away based on what your mom wants you to do, what anyone else wants you to do, and you're just falling into that trap of peer pressure, you're gonna waste your life away. You're gonna waste it away, man. I'm trying to warn you. Me personally, I wasted like half a year of my life trying to figure out, oh, what uni I'm gonna go to. Oh, going to uni. Going to uni really opened my eyes to see what I do not want to become in this life. And I never will become. Because it only teaches you how to operate within someone else's restrictions. But if you want to be a boss in this life, if you actually want to be something that's remembered by your loved ones, by your friends, everyone, you have to take the risk. So stop being lazy. Stop, oh, I'm bored, I have nothing else to do. There's always another gear. But how much are you willing to sacrifice so that tomorrow can be another day that you live this life out, man, and truly be fulfilled? With that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope y'all got some value, truly, because everything I'm talking about is either something I'm going through, something I've been through, or just something I think about, man. So I hope that was of value to you guys. If you want to connect with me on IG, it will be in the description, and it's also in my YouTube bio. But yeah, man, stop living for others. Stop being bored. There's always another gear. Always. So that being said, man, I'll see y'all boys in the next Grindset Talk. Let's get this shit, man. Kill the day.